Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, another day, another dollar. Except it's $0 because I work for free. All right, let me get this all set up and going here. Okay. Okay. Okay, that looks about right. Okay. Alrighty. Make sure you sound good. You guys can hear me just fine. Stop talking real quick just to make sure this isn't too loud. Okay, background noise looks good. Everything looks good. That has details on it. Let me turn this off so you guys don't hear it. And we should be good to go. I don't think I have anything on. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. 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 No, because I don't hear anything playing in the game audio, so I think we're okay. Okay, no Genshin. No Genshin. That is going to be a no. And I think we are on getting low FPS in Fortnite. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Farim, how you doing? How you be? Top to the AB. And this has been an interesting day. You know, let's just call it Alex, because I don't want to set off anybody's alarms. I don't know who made that little update that Alex has now, where it actually tries to hold a conversation with you, but they need to stop, okay? I'm just asking you for the time. I don't need you to tell me, like, oh, hey, you weren't here yesterday, so I decided to make myself a sandwich. Plus, New Year's is 4 days away. Like, I just want to know what the time it is. Why are you asking me all these and trying to hold a conversation? Like, I'm not trying to talk to you. I just wanted to know what time it was so I can get my stuff together. Whatever. Whatever. Alex is getting smarter, and Alex wants to hold conversations and ask you how your day went, and I'm just like, man, I don't feel like talking. I just wanted to know one thing. And it's whatever, man. This society norms today, I don't know. Anyway, hope everybody had a good day at work if they're working, a good day off if they're off. New Year's is coming up. That's going to be pretty interesting. I also work New Year's. I was actually going to go out of town, but I like this. I like doing this. I like doing this consistently. And I know that the place that I had plans on going has really choppy internet, and I don't want to risk it. So I'd rather stay home. So I will be here. It may not be nobody on the channel, but I've gotten pretty good at talking to myself. So I'm not too worried about it. But overall, I think that I will enjoy my I don't know what I'm gonna do for that day, but I'll do something. But it'll probably still have to do with support and stuff like that. So in any event, if any of you are new, welcome. Hi, my name is Anthony. Most people call me Toph because that's my gamer tag. And yeah, I've been doing this for a really, really long time, off and on. And yeah, the format of this channel, or this particular subsection of my channel, this live stream, is that we go typically 30 minutes troubleshooting computer issues. You can say, if you have a computer issue, you can always say it in the chat. And then we also go 30 minutes of playing a particular game. It can be any game. The reason why I do that is, one, I need a break because, it's kind of an overload. But during the game, if I do see somebody ask a question, I will try to reply as quickly as I can in chat. It's like literally right here. And you may even see times where I'm actually talking to this person, even though my camera is right here. I may actually move my camera, but it gives you a different viewing angle. You don't see all the cool stuff behind me. Instead, you may just see walls and noise dampening foam. So I may not change it, but I think I may change the viewing angle just a little bit every now and then, or even put in a second camera, but neither here nor there. But that's kind of the format. And then also with the games, I get to play certain characters. In other words, I like being on screen. I like acting. It's kind of it's fun for me, so I get to play characters and stuff like that. So there's a lot of fun to it. So there's some work and there's some play. So it's kind of a mix of both. So hope everybody enjoys, and I guess we can go ahead and get started. Let me make sure stuff is working here and we can get going. Yeah, that's weird, but okay, whatever. All right, let's go ahead and get to work here. Alrighty. So we are going to go ahead and go with the first one here and make sure everybody can see that, and they can. Alrighty, so this is going to be coming from Red Comet. Red Comet says, getting low FPS on Fortnite with a 7700K and a 3090 Ti. Wow, that is the exact same setup I have. I have a 7700, but it's the non-K with a 3090 in a Dan Case A4 SFX. Is like a little portable one, so I can put it in the pouch and travel with me. Ever since I upgraded my card from a 2080 Ti, I feel like I get lower frame rates than I should be getting. In many games, I get less than 60 FPS. 5120 by 1440. What should I look out for? Heat. You should look out for heat. Heat. That is all. But seriously, if the 3090/3090 Ti is overheated, then it may not perform at the level that you are expecting it to. Plus, gaming at that resolution, while pro, is still quite taxing on the GPU. It's not 5120, bro. He has two 2560 monitors side by side, and he plays it together. That's the only time somebody ever says 5120. Otherwise, they would have just said 2560 by 1440. He plays them together. So plus gaming at that resolution while pro is still quite taxing on the GPU, pushing to 2K resolutions. Okay. May need to lower settings a bit to accommodate. Because, and I say like, okay, I probably misspelled accommodate, but I say it like that for a few reasons, right? Because you gotta think about certain situations, right? I have a 3090, right? I have the exact same build. I only get about 100 to 110 FPS in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Okay, and it's only really like about 100 if I have my viewing distance at 120%. I'm only getting about 100 frames per second, and I think I'm at, you know, like one of the highest settings as far as graphics go, and I have it set to like one of the higher settings, not medium or anything, and I'm getting around 100 FPS. So you got to understand, this man has two of those. You know what I'm saying? So him getting, you know, 60 FPS in some of these definitely makes sense, depending on if he goes like ultra. Now, of course, he has the Ti version, but that doesn't really say a whole lot. That's pretty close to the 3090 anyway. And plus, if he starts to take precedence, then he can also be having a really bad problem with that. So, you know, it's kind of an interesting one. He also may be getting thermal or throttled by his CPU. Oh yeah, you can also be getting throttled by your CPU. You could also be getting throttled by your CPU. I have this exact setup and I didn't notice any throttling, but it is possible. But it is a possibility. Yeah, I didn't see any throttling. My 3090 was originally with the 7950X, the new, it was originally with a 3900X, and then I upgraded to the 7950X. So it always has been with a good processor until I moved it back to my 7700, which it's not that it's not a good processor, it's just that it's quad core. So I moved it back to the 7700 non-K version, where his is the K version and it's overclocked. It's at 4.8 gigahertz, so more than likely he does not have a bottleneck from the CPU. But you do have to add it as a possibility, but it's a very, very slim one because he's sitting at 4.8. I mean, you know, that's pretty darn good on a 7700K, you know. So I mean he's drinking power though, but heat dissipation is what I worry about the most when it comes to 3090s, like trying to deal with that. But you gotta, like, I have the XC3, right? So it's the 2-slaughter. So that means that even though it can fit in really nice form factors, it's still a 2-slaughter and it gets hot very, very easily. That mug will hit 86 like that. So you gotta understand, like, sometimes it may be better to put it in something that's a little bit bigger so that it has better cooling, and the same thing with the Ti. So on this one here, I would say for him, it may be in his best interest to make sure his heat dissipation is okay, and go from there. Alrighty, red comment. I hope that helps. Let me go ahead and close that channel so I can see who has the top video card right now, AMD or NVIDIA. It depends, okay? And the reason why I say it depends is because, not to be like, oh, I'm not team red or green. It's because it really depends on what you're after, right? So let's look at it, right? 1080p, 3060, 6600 XT, something like that. 2K, I would actually say the 7900 XTX has a better price per dollar. However, if you're a streamer, I don't recommend it at all, okay? Because if you're a streamer, it's a possibility that you may be more susceptible to bugs going with the 7900 XTX. So if your goal is to play games and stream, then I would not say that. I would say to go for an NVIDIA card, because NVIDIA is less likely to have a bug problem. And now, of course, it doesn't have to be like a 4090 or a 4080, but to answer, like, as far as performance goes, it's the 4090. But you may not notice it if you have a 2K monitor that's 120 FPS. So you may not even need that. You see what I'm saying? You can figure that out with a 3080, 3070, 3080 Ti, 3090, 3090 Ti. Any of those will be fine on the 2K 120. You see what I'm saying? But if you play a 4K and you also stream 4090. You see what I'm saying? So it's a very varied question, but it really kind of depends on what you're into. If you're really into Premiere Pro, 4090 is really good when it comes to rendering. If you are doing one pass, like if you do two pass, it goes to the CPU. But if you do one pass, rendering will utilize the graphics card and is much faster compared to hours it would take for a CPU. I don't care which CPU it is. It still takes a really long time depending on the render. So yeah, I mean, you have to look at it from so many different angles, but the best may not always be the best. Like, a lot of people say, oh yeah, when somebody asks you that question and they'd be like, oh, it's NVIDIA. Obviously the 4090 is like 20% stronger than the 7900 XTX. Sure it is. That's true. But does it matter when your monitor is 2K? No, it does not. Especially if it's a 2K 120 or if it's a 2K 165 or even a 2K 240. It may not even matter in those particular situations because you may not even notice the difference. So you sitting here telling this man to spend $700 when he doesn't need to, especially for his particular use case when he doesn't have to. I would rather tell you every single resolution and which graphics card is better for every single resolution than for me to be like, oh yeah, this one's the better because it's fucking 20% stronger. That's stupid. So that's your answer. I know that was really roundabout, but it really depends on what you're after. So if you're after streaming, I would stay with NVIDIA. If you're after performance, I would stay with NVIDIA. But if you're after saving some money, I would go with AMD. Man, that was a good one. That's gonna be a video. I'm sorry, that's gonna be a video. I did that off the top of my head and it sounded amazing. So that's gonna that's gonna be a video. Good looking out, bro. So I hope that helps, Vexzilla. Alrighty, and we already helped. Thank you, I appreciate it. I like I saw the paperboy the other day. All right, let's go. My impersonation of that is way too good. Let me stop before somebody starts looking at me the wrong way. All right, so this is from IDEMU. I'm sure you probably could say that better. IDEMU. I don't know. I want to say it's MU, but IDEMU says infinite folder loop. Not solved. I was trying to delete GTA 5 when File Explorer crashed. Here's a video of the demonstration. Okay, well, that's your first problem. Why on earth would you delete GTA 5? I don't know a single person that has deleted GTA 5. So yeah, that's the problem. So if you want it solved, you should probably just not try to delete GTA 5. Oh, you even got a video, bro. Look at this. Okay. He's in Steam Library, Steam Apps. But he's doing it from Steam. His update is paused. And that's from browsing to the local files, right? Let me see if I can make this bigger so you guys can see. Yeah, it's gonna cut off part of my head, but that's okay. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, it looks like, okay, so one, it's on his D drive. Okay, that's his first problem. It's not on his C. Okay, it looks like his D drive is a possibility that it might be full. I don't know if throughout the video if he's ever showed his D drive, but it looks like he didn't. It looks like his D drive is full, or it's having permission issues. Okay, we can work this one. Okay. So I'm sorry, he's getting this joke. I don't care what y'all say. This man is getting that joke. So your first problem is that you're trying to uninstall GTA 5. Why? LOL. All right. I told y'all he was getting that joke, but in all seriousness, that looks like a permission issue or a full drive. Have you tried? Okay, there's so many different ways you can play this, right? You can unlink the D drive from his downloads folder. Have you tried? Oh, that's probably the best. I actually was going over all the different options, like basically powering off Steam, and then trying to delete it and stuff like that. But really, the best option is to unlink the D drive. You tried to unlink the D drive from Steam, then close Steam, then delete the folder. That time there should be no links to the D drive. Also, make sure it's not full. Also, what happens if you, well, he was just trying to uninstall it. He's not trying to install it. Also, make sure it's not full, as it shows to want to install and update, but it is unable to. All right, do it that way. Okay, yeah, that's the way I play this one. You know, it's kind of an interesting one because, I mean, when he was going through it, right, he had 1 million folders, right? He had over 1 million folders. And whenever you go through that, you know, if it's having that many folders, that means it's having problems trying to actually install the update. So, and it's trying over and over and over again. So it looks like he's been at this for a while, but his best option would be to just straight up unlink the D drive. You can always link it back. So unlink the D drive, fix the issue by deleting the folder, and then link the D drive back once he closes Steam. So I think that will probably help him and point him in the right direction. So IDEMU, I hope that helps. IDEMUXD. His name sounds like a Disney channel, like a show from Disney Channel that I just want to see. Holy crap, man, that's a big dollar difference between 4090. Yeah, it's freaking huge, bro. That's why I don't like when people be like, oh yeah, the 4090 is better because it has 20% performance. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it has 20% performance, but you may not even need it, bro. Like I don't even have a 4K monitor. Like, why would I have a 4K monitor, but it's not at 120 hertz, which is what the 4090 pretty much performs at. I have one because I have HLink and I have live streams and I can switch back and forth and all that kind of stuff. But I am a very niche use case. Most people don't need that much power. You'll be better off with an XTX, especially if you don't stream. If you don't stream, you can get along with XTX just fine. Plus, it's smaller and can fit in better chassis. So if you have like a mini ITX or a micro ATX case, you'll be perfectly fine. Whereas the 4090 forces you to change chassis. I can go on days talking about 4090s. Like I don't care what chassis you have, unless it's like a Corsair 700D, then you're gonna need a new chassis for a 4090, man. It is huge. Hold on, I can show you. This isn't over. This conversation is not over. Where is that box? Is it around here? Yes, it is. Okay. Is this it? No, that's the XT3 Ultra. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's on. It is so on. Okay, this is the box for the 4090. This is the box for the 3070 Ti. Notice the difference. You see how big this thing is? It's huge, right? It dwarfs every other card. and it's crazy how big it is. It's so unnecessarily big. And now what's crazy is the Gigabyte is actually the smaller of the two. So yeah, when it comes to the 4090, you have to have some serious use cases. Like if you told me, hey man, I'm trying to start a live streaming channel, I don't really have a budget right now, I just want to kind of go all in, that way I don't have to worry about it, then I'd go with the 4090. But yeah, I've been on the same GPU since the 3000 series, and the 3000 series is good. You may be better off just staying with it, depending on what kind of games you play. Now, if you have a 2K 240 hertz, then the 7900 XTS upgrade would be a worthy upgrade to any of the 30 series models, regardless if it's a 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. The XTX will be a solid upgrade. So yeah, I would say the XTX is a good upgrade if you go 2K high, if you go 2K 165, 2K 240. Now, if you play Overwatch, then it's not going to matter, right? Because you're going to max out Overwatch no matter what. But if we're talking about COD, then yeah, the XTX will help. I'm actually on a 1080, but haven't kept up with anything. I like the 1080. I had the Zotac 1080 Ti Mini. I almost had a funeral when it died. I literally wanted to give it a funeral. It was one of the best cards. I loved that card. It was 2-slot and small. You could put it in anything. You can put that, you can put it in the lunchbox and take it with you to school. It was so good. I love that card. And I cried when it died. Oh, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. It was so beautiful. It was never dirty because I always cleaned it. I always took care of it. Yeah, it still runs strong. Them 1080s and them 1080 Tis, especially when they little, oh my God, they are so great. They are so great because they're still on par with like 3060s now. And it's crazy how good that 1080 was, man. That 1080 and 1080 Ti, they were ahead of their time. They were so ahead of their time, they created a totally different product line to try to eat it and still couldn't eat it. They had to wait until the next generation after that just to replace the 1080 and 1080 Ti. That's how strong they were. It's crazy how good those cards were. I still have it around here. And even though it doesn't work, I still keep it around my house. That's how much I love that damn Zotac 1080 Ti Mini. Oh my God. If they ever make another card like that, they can just deduct it from my bank account. Like we ain't even gotta talk about it. Just deduct it from my bank account. Because if it's a mini and it's powerful, it's over. All righty, Heidi and you. All righty, cool. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, cool. Folded Meat 15 says, I'm not even gonna ask what that's from. It really just sounds like a sandwich, but okay, whatever. Modern Warfare 2 optimization issues. Okay. I've been having this issue since the multiplayer was released, and I couldn't find out why I'm getting 10 to 20 FPS in multiplayer Warzone and DMZ. Sometimes I get to playable frames for a while, and then it tanked back to 10 to 20 FPS. The issue never comes up in single player and during the multiplayer beta. My PC specs are... You bought it on Steam. Okay, cool. Mine is on Steam as well. 3rd gen. No, it's not. It's on Blizzard. It's on Blizzard, but it's fine. 3rd gen Ryzen 5 3600, newly upgraded from 2600 Pro. Congratulations. RTX 2060 Super 8 gig, 48 gigs of RAM. That's Pro. But the 2060 is good too, but you're not going to get like crazy high frame rates from that. But you won't get no 1020. It should be like 60-ish. Troubleshooting I've tested. Updating the newest graphics driver 527.56 is that newest? I think it is. And even downgraded the drivers to their recommended driver 522. D3D 11, and then he tried 12 as well. Updated my BIOS and motherboard. Upgrading my CPU, installing it on my SSD, reinstalling the game, lowering the graphics to the lowest possible setting. Verify game integrity, NVIDIA control panel, vertical synchronization, and texture filtering on high performance, disabling apps, Discord, Spotify, NVIDIA GeForce, Windows hardware acceleration. Good Lord. He's tried a lot of stuff. Okay, but he's still having those optimization issues. yeah, 48 gigs of RAM, man. I don't know, man. That is some serious memory, man. I'm guessing he's an Adobe fan. That's the only reason why I can think of to have that much RAM. Or he does, I don't even know. There's very few reasons to have that much memory unless you're like Adobe or something. But then he's talking about video games, so I don't know anymore. I don't know. So for this guy here, well, he kind of has tried a whole lot. Now, he says Warzone. Now, there's a whole lot of different maps within Warzone. I wonder if he has this issue whenever he's playing. I wonder if he's playing like those modes where, you know, there's like 20 people versus when those modes and there's like 5 or 6. And I wonder if he sees a difference. And he's saying that he's getting, I'm guessing what he's really referring to is that he just gets dips. Okay, well, there's a few things. One, he never mentioned what kind of monitor he had. Okay, so on this one here, okay, it looks like a bunch of people have already talked about it. So on this one, you never mentioned what kind of monitor you have. You have, or the cables being used. So what you want me to do? No. So I would say, well, you never mentioned what kind of monitor you have, the cables being used. I wonder if you have higher FPS at 1080p, and is it stable? This is a probing question, right? Because obviously the 1080p doesn't actually use the graphics card at that point. It's mostly CPU, but I'm curious. I'm wondering if his graphics card is actually having an issue. And the best way to test that to see is if he's getting a lot of dips even at 1080p. Because if he's getting dips at 1080p, you know, then we're gonna have to start looking at it, because it's like, okay, well, we know he has a pretty good CPU and we know he has a ton of RAM. So with this one here, if it's starting to dip at 1080p, then he may be looking at a graphics card issue. As well as I need to know what resolutions his monitor has. And what kind of monitor? Could you post that? Could you post that? Unless I'm late to the party. To the party. And this has already been fixed. I don't like looking at the bottom, because I feel like this, right? If you look at the bottom, right, you see what other people have said, and then when you have an answer, people be like, oh, you just looked at the bottom and saw what everybody else said. So now, yeah, settings to turn on multi-threading. Multi-threading? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of different responses having the same issue. I don't think anybody has fixed this issue. No. Okay, cool. Go to my documents, Call of Duty, and it should have a local file settings. This is true, or something weird like that. Scroll down to the render thread count and set it to your thread amounts. It's auto set to 4, but you can set it to 12. That's a good idea. I was actually going to say just delete the folder entirely and let it create a new one. That is a way of going about it, but scan now, check RAM speed and BIOS. Yeah, scan now, check RAM speeds and BIOS. He doesn't have a RAM issue. Once it's loaded, okay, fair, it gets loaded in memory, but that's not going to hurt his FPS. So yeah, with this one here, I like my answer, and I'm sticking with it. I want to know what kind of monitor he's using, what kind of cables are being used, as well as try 1080p and see if it's stable. And we need to know this because it's a possibility that his card may literally just be having some issues and going out or overheating and dust. So you know, you may say, okay, well, do you have overheating issues or do you have a dust issues? But you can't really say that to a person. Well, you might be able to say that to him because this man sounds like he knows his stuff. So, okay, yeah, maybe he does. Maybe we can't say that. Also, what are the temperatures of your GPU while playing Warzone? Yeah, we can ask him that. He's actually pretty. If he knows all this, he's pretty computer literate. So yeah, on this one here, yeah, ask him about the temperatures, because the temperatures can play a huge role. I'm not saying that it's gonna make him go all the way down to 10 and 20 FPS consistently, but it can definitely contribute to the 1% lows. So yeah, I'd play him like that. Why is he in D3D? Isn't OpenGL better? Dips are going to happen if there is a stuff on into the game. That's true. Yeah, OpenGL. Let me see. Yeah, with this one here, you know, it really kind of depends on the settings. I think he probably turned this on and just to see what it will do, because okay, there was another issue, right, with what game was that? It was Fortnite. and it was Fortnite, and it was I made a video about it. It was Fortnite, and it was what was the name of that stupid program? Epic Games. So at Epic Games, he was having an issue with Fortnite not running, so he kept changing it from DX 11 to 12 back and forth, in order to try to fix his issue. And I was telling him, he was wondering why he was having the problem, but he can run other games. And I was telling him to try to take it to 11 to see if that fixed it, but I haven't heard back. And I even posted it whenever we were doing it, like 4 days ago, and I posted it in his chat, and he still hasn't replied back. So there are certain situations why you might want to go back and forth, and I think that's what they were just to try to see if they can get it to work, but that shouldn't affect his frame rate like that. That may affect him showing a picture altogether, but it shouldn't affect his frame rate like that. But hopefully that, helps and points him in the right direction. What's interesting, there's another issue in here, so let me try to find it. What was that other person's issue? Having the same issue with my 2060 Ryzen 5 3600. Never had this issue until last night. I went from getting a solid 120 FPS at medium to high settings to getting 20 to 40. Even in menus, it just randomly started. Even in menus? Again, nobody says what kind of monitors they're using. So with this one here, but still, even so, he knows that he was using that. D3, D11. Why did they do that? Is that what it's supposed to do? Okay, whatever. So we got 2 issues in one case. That's pretty cool. So 20, damn, he was getting 120. I'm so jealous. You got 120 FPS with a 2060, bro. I have a 3090 and I was getting 100. But that's my fault because it wasn't on medium high. It was like on excellent or whatever, or highest or whatever. But in this case here, 20 to 40 even in menus. I'm trying to think what my frame rate is when I'm in menus. It's high. Yeah, it's like 87. So if he has it in menus, fuck. Okay. So for your issue, I would say that documents folder mentioned above, this actually holds your user settings. Move it to a different location and let COD create a new one and see if the issue goes away. If it does, it's your settings. If it doesn't go away, then he has the exact same, then it's a possibility that it may be a bug with the GPU and game. Thus, try to downgrade to a different driver, GPU driver, right? They almost have a bug, right? They're like this close from creating a bug. Technically, if you have, what is it? I don't know what NVIDIA does, but typically when you have about 2 or 3 customers and they're all having the same issue, it's a possibility this man may literally be on the verge of creating a bug. So what may have happened is COD may have upgraded or updated to a particular version, in which case it made the 2060 have issues, and because of that they're not having a problem. But yeah, they are on the verge of a bug. So I want to let them know that way they're aware. Like, hey man, if I would try this, I would try these settings here and try to see if your default settings also have this problem. If the default settings have this problem, then you are on the verge of a bug, and you may want to go ahead and try to go to a different GPU driver to see if you can actually fix it. But at that point, you may just be on the verge of contacting COD, like literally going to their support forums and letting them know that they have an issue, because you looks like you may have a companion in this if we can't get a good idea of his issue. So kind of an interesting one. I'm glad I looked at this one because I saw that it had like a gazillion comments, and I was like, they probably they probably fixed this one. But I'm glad I did. I still decided to go in it because from this we got 2 issues back to back. So that was great. And it is 7:36. It's game time. I didn't mean to follow. How do I? Okay. I didn't mean to click on somebody and hit follow. All right, let's think about this. All right, so here's a fun stat about me. Make sure nobody asks questions. Cool. Here's the fun stat about me. I used to play Smash Brothers, not competitively. If you consider competitive like beating up your sister and your mom and like teaching your cousins and stuff how to play Smash Brothers just so you can win, that is pretty much me. and seeing the fact I have the PS5 currently hooked up as well as Steam and all that kind of stuff, I was gonna try multiverses for the first time, and I was like, okay, well, I might as well do it on stream because that's really the only time I play video games. So let's go ahead and give it a try and see what happens. Plus, I was able to fix the audio issues I was having yesterday with the PS5 and hooking it up and being able to switch between inputs. So currently it is super boss and super pro, and I'm so proud and happy that it's all working and everything. And I'll probably make a video to teach people how to do it if somebody really wants to know. But it's a lot of stuff going on. But in any event, let's go ahead and give this a try and see what happens and hope for the best. I think I'm good in most fighters I'm okay in, but I kind of tapped out whenever they started having, like 20 moves. Like even when Mortal Kombat started to turn into Tekken, what was that, around 10? I zoned out. I'm sorry. If I got to press down, forward, back, forward just for an ice ball, I'm not about to do it. Like, and when you have like 20 hit combos and it takes like a third of their health, like, you Tekken at that point. You're just Tekken. You're not Mortal Kombat. You're Tekken. Like the only time I really had problems, issuing commands is on a fatality. That's Mortal Kombat. But now it's turned into something else. I'm not sure what Mortal Kombat is at this point. So let's go ahead and give this a try here. Yeah, you see that quick switch? That is so clean. Let me make sure my audio is good. Yeah, audio looks good. This is a quicker switch than like Steam games. Like if I do like Call of Duty or Overwatch or something, it takes a while before it loads, but this guy is so quick. It's really, really nice. All right, let's give this a shot. This should be interesting. Oh, that's fancy. Is that Arya Stark? All right, okay. Okay. She ruined the ending of God of or Game of Thrones, but okay. You're just gonna go ahead and put her in a game? Okay, whatever. Her and her what was it, like 4-inch sword or whatever? I bet she's probably the dopest character in this whole game. All right, let's get to it. What's crazy is the card, because of the card that I'm using, I actually can play this directly from the OBS screen. So I don't actually need another monitor or anything, which is useful for my desk because now I can still see chat and stuff. So a lot of cool stuff with this. Visit website, refresh device token. I gotta sign in. Oh my God. I probably should have looked at this first. That is just crazy. Okay, here, let me do this real quick. Sorry. Oh, I already have a account. I think I did this before, even though I never played the game. Games.com/device. Enter. Oh, WJQBNSMD. Whatever. I'm not gonna play for very long. That's what I thought. I thought I had an account. Okay, cool. You guys can't see that anyway, so I think I'm safe. Okay, are you gonna load? Or are you actually gonna play the game? Okay, maybe I should just come back to it. Okay, I'll do a video and then I'll come back to it because this is just too much. Syncing audio state. Okay, we're just gonna let you do your thing. Okay. Login rewards. All right, cool, whatever. Cookies. Oh man, I totally don't care. Oh my God. Ooh, Shaggy. No, I don't want a tutorial. I just want to get into a match and see how bad I am. What is this? Custom game, a tutorial in the lab. Is the lab like single player or something? No, that's not what I want to do. I'm too good for training. I am way too good for this. No, I'm joking, but I can't. Apparently, I'm too good to exit out of training too. Is this just X here? No, it's not. Resume. Oh, that's resume training. I'm sorry. Apparently, I also can't read. Settings? No, 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 no. How do I get out? Oh, triangle. No. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. How do I get out of here? Why is this so hard? Maybe it's like something below on the screen that I can't see. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Starting. No, I don't want to see all that. Collection, battle pass. Oh, here it is. Wow. That is so complicated. That's just getting out of the training. Apparently, I am not ready for this game. How do I just play? Okay, so arcade. Select server options. All right. Bet. North America. Let's do this. Enable crossplay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, no, no. We want the hardest. Is all my characters locked? Are you serious? Okay, well, no, not Tom and Jerry. I don't know what that is. Marvin the Martian. Okay, bet. Harley Quinn. Okay, she has a bad, and some of these people actually have superpowers. I'd rather go with them. Surprise me. Whatever. I only got 3 characters. I've never seen like Smash Brothers. Even whenever there's hidden characters, you still get like 16. Is there different types? Ooh, vampire. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to pay what? Pay what? Okay, no. No, no, it's not happening. Okay, no, no. I was just going with the normal version. I don't even know if I like you yet. Like, why would I? What kind of game starts you with only 3 characters? What kind of sense does that make? How you gonna be a fighting game? Heck, even Tekken gives you like 12. That's just whatever. Perks make your characters more powerful. Unlock your first perk by achieving mastery level 2 with this character. As you gain mastery levels from each character, more perks will become available. All right, let's try it. Whatever. Do I have to press something? I don't have any perks, man. Let's go. CoffeeZilla, your team receives 10% reduced ability cooldowns. Oh, well, it's too late now. All right, let's get destroyed, apparently. I really hope he plays like Zelda, like Link or somebody. If Zelda would be even better. But well, I guess we'll find out. Why is he red? Oh, how do you... Oh, okay. Something's up. Hey, what about Jerry? You forgot him. Okay. How do you use Did I do that? I was totally... I'm taking responsibility for that. Okay, so he has a... Ooh. Okay, so that's actually bad. I thought he was doing that, like that was his move, but apparently not. Do you have a... Okay, so he does have that. Oh God. How do you Why is this so hard? Hey, I'm doing actually pretty good for a guy who's never played this game before. But to be fair, he killed himself, so... Yo, no. What? How do I get back from a cliff? Oh, no. How I die with 30 health? No. Okay, maybe I should probably figure out how to... How do you get back up from a cliff? I thought it was just like an up B. It should be up B. I said retry. Let's do it. That's not even. They gave me a mulligan and that still happened. That's not even right. I don't care about that. I don't need all that. How do I... Is it... It should just be like a B. Guess we'll find out. Up B, up... I wonder if those do it. Like the right R2 or L2. Oh, okay. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna hang of this now. Yo, turn around. For crying out loud. Okay, you gotta figure this out. This is just sad. Getting destroyed by Bugs Bunny just wasn't on my repertoire of things to do today. Go further. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe you should practice, because apparently this man is destroying you. At least I knew how to get back off the cliff, so I'm at least happy about that. Next, I don't get any more options. I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry, you just suck. You don't get any more options. Hey, I locked a new reward. A perk. All right, cool. You got to use perks just to beat the regular game? That's kind of weird. I only got... Ooh. Rick. Is Morty here too? Yeah, that's pretty sick. I'd play just for them too. All right, Harley Quinn. I only got like a few other characters. Might as well try it. She has a bat. That should be fine. Oh, against Harley Quinn. All right, cool. Oh, I just noticed that I'm level 1 and they're level 2. I wonder if that makes a big difference. I guess we'll find out. No, no perk. No. Okay, so they have a perk and I don't. Got it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm really good at this game, guys. I'm really good at this game. I don't need a perk. Totally got this. Okay. Yeah, fall. Out. Ugh! Get wrecked! Oh no, she came back from that? Good lord. Oh God. How did she? Okay. Okay. Die. Oh my. How many? What? 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 How many jumps does she get? Because I thought it was two. In the game that I played, I had two jumps. Therefore, all games should have two jumps. She jumped 80 times and did a somersault and got back up. Maybe that's just a special that she has. No, I don't want no rematch. I'm gonna get back to work because apparently that is just not. Okay, I obviously need practice. I'll do one more. I'll do one more and then we'll go back because that's just. If this goes really bad, I'm turning the game off. What is this perk that she has? Up and up a what? Whatever. It's forward R1. It's kind of like Smash, except the buttons are different. Get off the edge of the cliff, girl. Oh, okay. Oh, ran right into that. What? Why would I fly so high from that? Oh, wow. Yeah, she is fast. Why do I have so much damage? Why do I have so much damage? I just don't like. Wow, that is just okay. You obviously need to practice because that's just sad. That's just sad because you don't even know how to get back off cliffs. So let's just yeah, let's just not. All right, cool, whatever. Okay, well that was multiverses, and that was me getting murdered in multiverses. Okay, whatever. Wow, that is insane. Okay, the monetization is crazy. It makes me miss Smash, even though I haven't played it in forever. But that monetization is wild, bro. That's like COD. It's not Diablo Immortal level. It's just kind of annoying. But in any event, that was interesting. But let's get back to work. Alrighty, let me turn this off. I don't want it to go dead on me. Where are we? Okay, cool. Yeah, we got that 2-for-1 special that we had earlier that gave us some more time. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and go with Bone Crusher 03. Bone Crusher writes, failed to connect to the Rockstar Games library service. What? I tried launching the game, but I get this error after the launcher opens the admin rights window about 10 times, and no matter if I accept or decline the admin rights, after a few seconds, it asks me again. Okay, this sentence right here typically means that you don't have permissions to the folder that it's located in doesn't have permissions to write. if you have that happen, regardless of what it's doing. It doesn't matter if it's a game or not. After about 10 or so times, it then opens the Rockstar Game Launcher. It shows the above error code with another Rockstar window in the back, infinitely loading until I click OK on the error. Other times it just tells me the Rockstar Games Launcher is already running, and I've tried updating my GPU drivers, updating Windows, turning off my Windows antivirus software, turned off Windows Defender, ran the program as admin, deleted and reinstalled the Rockstar Games Launcher, verified file integrity for RDR2, Red Dead Redemption? Closed all services of it in Task Manager. At this point, I don't know what to do. I tried on different PCs in the same Steam account, and it works there. On the other PC, it opened the Rockstar Game Launcher and then logged in through, I presume, Steam and started the game just fine. Okay, so yeah, this one definitely sounds like a connectivity issue. Connectivity or permissions. Okay, he did not mention. He's uninstalled and reinstalled the game, but he never mentioned if he had moved it to a different folder or drive. Okay, here's a thought. Have you tried installing the game in a different location, like a thumb drive or external drive, perhaps? Originally, I was thinking you were having issues with permissions, but I mean, even after he turned off his antivirus, he still had the problem. He said he turned off Windows Defender, but it doesn't mean he turned off Windows Firewall. Well, okay, it should mean that he turned off Windows Firewall because they're kind of one and the same, but you were having issues with permissions, but it's possible it could be connectivity. There's no point in explaining to him what my thought process is. It doesn't really benefit in me. That's just a bit much. So, okay, so yeah, we can tell him to try to install it on a thumb drive or an external hard drive, right? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get around it being a permissions issue. And the easiest way to get them to try to fight a permissions issue is to try to install it on an external drive or a thumb drive, something that's automatically going to have permissions to let you read and write on it. And then see if he has the issue. And then after that, if he still has the problem, he already verified that he doesn't have the problem with the same Steam account and going to another computer. So it's something with his computer. And the only things that it can be is going to be hard drive, network connectivity, or firewall. So let's go ahead and troubleshoot the firewall part. He already said that he turned off the antivirus, and he already said he turned off Windows Defender. However, under Control Panel System Firewall, I think, Control Panel and just Windows Firewall, you can turn off that particular firewall. And I want to make sure that that one is off. Under Control Panel, System and Security. That's what I was thinking of. Security, Windows Firewall. Is this turned off as well? If not, could you test? Make sure I said that right. Control Panel, System and Security, Windows Defender Firewall. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I knew that they started to combine themselves, but there used to be a time where Windows Defender was in one location and Windows Firewall was in another. And so I just want to make sure, because I can't say 100% certainty that that's the case because I'm on Windows 11 now, not Windows 10. And I can't remember if Windows 10 did that too. So it's better to just tell him to go to Windows Firewall because I have no proof. So I would rather tell him to go to Windows Firewall and make sure it's turned off and see if that resolves his issue, because we know he's having a PC problem. So we've addressed the drive. We've addressed the firewall, and you can't really address the network connectivity until you've proven that the drive and the firewall are not taking part. So, you know, if he does these two and he still has an issue, then he's really only looking at network connectivity. But now he's not looking at the firewall on his PC. He may be looking at a firewall on his router. However, he had already said that he tried another computer and it worked. I believe that he tried a computer within his home. Therefore, it's a lower probability of it being network connectivity and a higher probability of it being these two. So I think that this is a better option to recommend to him than to go for network connectivity, because if that was the case, I think his other computer would have had the problem. So let's go with that. Final answer. Troubleshoot. Is that what he just said? As an admin, uninstall the social club application, enable the game library service. System registry fixed path. You can try these. Run as admin. Lots of run as admin. Uninstall. Yeah, I mean, you can try it. These are all good. Fix full guy, fixed fit. Oh, okay. So he Googled it. Or you can Google it. I like to think it off the top of my head, right? Because anybody can Google. So I think it's more fun that way because you kind of really think through situations. You think of how you can troubleshoot as a PC person, but you're right. You can also Google it, obviously. Cool. Well, between me and him, I think we got this covered. So we'll go that route. Alrighty, Bone Crusher. I hope that helps, and I like your name. Alrighty, close that out. Okay. Alrighty, this is gonna be from Ravenous _5, and let me check here to make sure that's good. Okay, cool. Ravenous, everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. Okay, cool. Ravenous writes, PC not turning on. What? PC not turning on. Okay, cool. Relevant components: motherboard, ASIC ROG Strix B450F Gaming 2 with a Corsair 650. MSI MPG A750 GF. Okay. I'm not sure if there's really a fix, an easy fix I'm missing, but basically my motherboard and power supply both work independently of each other. But when I plug them in together, okay, they work independently of each other, but not when I plug them in together. Okay. I built the computer a couple years ago and I haven't had any problems until I had to move it from one location to another while moving the house a few weeks ago. Since then, it hasn't powered on at all. I tried a paperclip method to turn on the PSU and found it spun to life, implying it was the motherboard, except the fact that when the PSU is plugged in, the passive light on the motherboard lights up. I ordered a replacement PSU, okay, the 750 watt, in hopes I could at least identify the problem. The PSU arrived today and I plugged it into the motherboard only to find out it was broken, spun to life, but clicked constantly. I'm returning it as soon as I can. Okay, so the power supply spun to life and then it started to click. Despite being broken in that manner, it still provided power to my system, causing the fans to spin, implying the motherboard is also not the issue as power reached all the components. My only thought is that it could be an issue with the power connectors. You're absolutely correct. As mentioned, the original PSU does cause the passive light to come on, but any attempt to turn on the system yields no results. The fact that the fans spin with the replacement PSU can maybe be because it's broken and so isn't requiring me to press the power button. The power button on my case does nothing. That's the power button. It requires you to press the power button. It has nothing to do with the power supply. That has to do with your CMOS settings. The settings that you have that's stored on your CMOS. The power button on my case does nothing. And as mentioned, this computer worked without issue for 2 years, so the front panel connectors are in the correct place. I removed them and instead attempted to short the connectors with various objects, all of which yielded no results on my original power supply. I cannot think of another solution to try and power on the system or a long-term solution if that does not turn out to be the problem, other than replacing the motherboard, which I am reluctant to do. I hope I'm not missing any glaringly obvious fixes, haven't spent so much time trying to get it to work, but any and all help would be greatly appreciated. It's quite important I get this computer running. Thanks in advance. Sure, I'd love to help. But it's so much information. let me think about this. So originally when he said that he had a power issue, it wouldn't power on. So he bought a new power supply, right? And he bought the new power supply and he hooked it up. It spun to life, but it was clicking on the power supply, so he wants to return it. But it did power on the motherboard, okay? So the right option would be that he has an issue with his connectors. Okay, now, why doesn't he just, okay. If you were willing, we'll play it this way, right? We could even play it the non-tech way. If you were willing to purchase a new PSU, even a faulty one, to test the motherboard, just return the faulty one and just return the faulty one and replace it with another new PSU. This does a few things, right? It sounds like I'm being, I don't know if I want to say the word, but the D word. It sounds like I'm being a D word, but that's actually not what I'm doing. This is multifaceted, okay? Because what I'm doing is, yeah, I'm like, okay, well, if you're willing to buy a new PSU for it, then why don't you just take it back and buy a new PSU and then try it? What I'm really saying is, I have a feeling that your issue has to do with your power connectors of your old PSU. So if you had already decided that you were going to go buy a new power supply, then go buy another new power supply. That's what I'm really trying to say. But it's better just to say it this way, because it's like, okay, well, you know, you have a new PSU and it's still under warranty, and it's still under the warranty of the store you bought it from. So just go return it and get a new one. You see what I'm saying? So you just kind of play the cards that way. And then that way it doesn't sound like you're telling him, hey, I think it's the PSU connectors, because the possibility that it could just be a bad PSU too, you know, and you don't want this man trying to replace connectors. So you can kind of go that way with it. Are they powering it up in the case? Is it getting shorted? Can they take it out in case and tech? He said that he tried to do the paperclip method. So I'm guessing he tried to take it out of the case in order to try it. But whenever he put in the 750, he's saying that it was working. So if he put in a 750 and he said it was working even temporarily while the 750 was out, then that lets me know that the motherboard is actually somewhat okay, or at least okay enough to try another power supply. I guess that's the big way to say it. So even if this power supply was going out, the fact that it got further than this power supply, the old one, leads me to believe that the motherboard is in a good enough state that you can at least get past the errors that he's receiving on this old power supply, which was it's basically showing lights or flashing lights. So then it hasn't powered on at all. And then he said he tried the paperclip method and the PSU spun to life. So he was thinking that because the PSU spun to life, that the issue was with the motherboard. But the PSU spun to life, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the cables are good. And he said the passive lighting on the motherboard lights up. So the motherboard passive lighting that are underneath the motherboard, like the LEDs and stuff, came on, but the motherboard itself never came up, which makes me think that the 8-pin is probably not working, but the 20-pin is, or vice versa. The 20-pin might be, or the 8-pin might be working, but the 20-pin isn't, and which would explain why he has the LED lights, but it's not lighting up. But in any event, it's easier just to tell him to go ahead and replace it, because he was already in the process of replacing it. So it's like, hey man, you're already halfway through the race, you might as well finish. You know what I mean? So I rather play him. I'll play him this way and see kind of how he goes about it. But if he's already in the game of replacing power supplies, just replace the power supply one more time and see if the motherboard spins up, because power supply is going to be cheaper than a motherboard. Well, okay, they're not. They're the exact same price. But if he was already going to do it, he might as well try again. So play it that way and see what happens, because that B450 is kind of a pain to get back. B450s are always a pain. B450s and the X79s and the AM5s, they're all really, really hard to get a hold of every now and then. So yeah, we'll play him that way. That's fine. Hope that helps, Ravenous. Let us know what you think there. He'll probably reply back, and then I'll see him in the chat. And we'll be looking at this issue again tomorrow. Alrighty, so this is from Ambassador Adept 1556. Ambassador writes, we just call him AA. AA writes, GPU issues. Okay, cool. That is the most descriptive title ever. I know exactly what the problem is. Hello everyone. So I'm trying to install a new graphics card on my PC. I've never done this before, and on the GPU slot there's an orange light. Would anyone know what could be causing this? The GPU slot. GPU slot. Yeah, I know what's causing that. Yeah. It sounds as if the GPU does not have enough power. Do you have the 6+2 power pins going into the graphics card? Or is it just plugged into the PCIe slot? Did he say PCIe slot? GPU slot. You see what I'm doing? I'm changing my rhetoric to match his rhetoric. Okay. There is no point in being the smartest person in the room if you can't talk to the dumbest person in the room, right? I cannot stand that. because you get into a situation where your technology and the way you speak is so strong that you can't even talk to people who don't know what you know. You see what I'm saying? There's absolutely no point in that. If you're going to be the smartest person in the room, you need to be able to talk to the dumbest person in the room. Period. There's no excuse for it. It's very, very, very tacky to be just the nerd in the room and be so strong and so smart at this that you can't even teach nobody, because what's the point? You're basically just a one-man show who can't help anyone. So, you know, that's kind of the way I always looked at it. You always want to be able to change your lingo to match their lingo, because they may not know what a PCIe slot is. I mean, he already told you that he's just starting. So you'd be like, oh, no, if you see this orange light in the PCIe, then that means that, you know, you may have a shortage on the motherboard. It could also mean that the graphics card doesn't have enough power. You see what I'm saying? Like there's no point in going that deep when he only just talked about the GPU slot. If you call it a GPU slot, I'm gonna call it a GPU slot. I learned how to do this when I was like 19 years old, 18, 19 years old, helping old ladies troubleshoot remotes. You know what I'm saying? And if, you know, if they call their router a black box, honey, we call it a black box throughout the entire conversation. I would never change my lingo. I don't care how many degrees and all the accolades and all that. None of that matters. Never change your lingo to a point where nobody can understand you. Always be able to speak to people in a lingo that they can understand what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish in order to help them, because you can never help them if you can't speak to them properly. They don't even know what you're talking about. So, so for this one here, I would say, yeah, it sounds like you may not have the pins going into the graphics card. If he says he does, then we may be looking at some issues with the motherboard. We may have to try a different PCIe slot, stuff like that. But I would rather start with the beginning and then take it to the end, because this may be his problem and I don't want to go too far without and confuse him. So we'll just kind of take it one step at a time. There was a light for anything near the GPU. There usually isn't. But I was worried that the fact that he had an orange light somewhere means that he may have a lack of power somewhere. But yeah, you're right. Typically on motherboards, there isn't a place near the GPU to let you know that there is a light issue. I think he may have been looking at his case and saw something that was near it and thought that it was a GPU, and it may have just been something else. But typically orange lights are never good. So I was playing it as if the orange lights were bad somewhere. So I'm thinking that it came from the motherboard somewhere, but I don't think it was near the GPU. I just think that he may have saw orange lights and thought that something was up. But he may be right, because orange lights, I've never seen a situation where orange lights have been good, you know? So it's kind of like going around about, because sometimes people may not know exactly what their problem is, but they can point you in the right direction. So a lot of times you'll do that and be like, oh yeah, let me just try with a 6+2 and then take it from there with him. So, you know, baby steps. So Ambassador Adept Ambassador, I like the name. I hope that helps, you know, and if it does, he'll probably reply back and we'll look at him tomorrow. Okay, I don't know what that means. Mannerless Mage 123 writes, IRQL underscore not underscore less or equal loop. Okay. I keep getting this blue screen of death on loop every time I boot my PC. I recently upgraded to a NVIDIA GTX 1060 Pro card, I love it, and an AMD Ryzen 5 5600G. I don't know if I'm the only person, but a 5600G is equivalent to a GTX 1060 because the 5600G has graphics that are equivalent to a GTX 1060. They're on par with each other. That's kind of interesting. I had to BIOS update my motherboard to support the GPU. It worked fine for hours on end playing GTA and other demanding games for days, but now it's stuck in a boot loop with this error midway through playing Gmod. Well, sir. Okay, before I say this, let me make sure I'm not going crazy, because I'm pretty sure the 5600G is the one with the graphics card. Integrated graphics. Cores, and it's integrated graphics. Yeah, I'm not going crazy. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I wasn't going crazy. I was almost certain of that one. Yeah, okay, cool. So what's interesting is that 5600G's internal graphics are on par with that GTX 1060. Just take out the graphics card. And see if the issue goes away. But that doesn't solve his issue. That's a good workaround. If it does, it's possible. Let me see what this is before we say that. When it comes on solving, blah, 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 blah. Memory, antivirus, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Just take it out the graphics card and see if the issue goes away. If it does, it's possible you may have a GPU issue. If it doesn't, wow, if it doesn't, boy, he has some serious problems. But no, we'll leave it at that. Oh, God, no. Okay, I'm not retyping that. I'm sorry. Like, I want to help people, but I'm not retyping. So what's interesting is the 5600G's internal graphics are on par with the GTX 1060. Just take out the graphics card and see if the issue goes away. This is the strongest statement you can give him. Anything else is too much, because everything rides on this one statement. And because everything rides on this one statement, we have to wait and see what he says, because this is perfect. This is the perfect answer. The 5600G's internal graphics is on par with a GTX 1060. So why the heck are you even worried about it? Just take the 1060 out and try the 5600G and see if it fixes your issue. If it does, then you have an issue with the GTX 1060, and it doesn't really matter because your 5600G should be on par with it, or at least close to it. You know, it should be somewhere they should be in the ballpark. So yeah, I'll go with that one. 5600G is pro as hell, and that integrated graphics is pro too. It's going to be on par with this guy, or at least close to it. So yeah, yeah. That's a strong statement. It's so strong that there's no point in saying anything after it until he answers that one statement, because that one statement, not only does it fix his issue, it also identifies if the issue is the graphics card. So yeah. We'll just wait for him to reply back. That's too strong of a statement to even say anything after. That's like a mic drop. That is the best mic drop you can have in tech. It's like, okay, mic drop. Figure it out, bro. 5600G is pro. Take out the graphics card and let me know if it fixes your issue, you know? Memory issues and drivers. That's cool. That's true too. But at the same time, this statement will also prove that, which means that if he takes it out and he still has the issue, then he could have a memory issue or a driver issue. But let's play the game after this statement. This statement still holds true. It's still the primary, because you have to prove this first. So if we prove that it's working and everything, then yeah, this statement is perfect. It's straight up a mic drop. And if he picks up the mic, it's like, whoa, 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 don't walk off stage yet. I still have an issue. Okay, memory, driver, CPU, BIOS. Every single issue you can think of, then you hit him with it. But there's no point in hitting him with it if this may fix everything. So that's the kind of the way I handle it, instead of putting like a 4-paragraph. Okay, if it's not this, then check this. All right, bannerless mage, man. I hope that helps. Hit me up if it's not. Then we'll give you the paragraph that you've been waiting for. All right, man. This is Lee463. Lee463 writes, laptop cannot handle Assassin's Creed Revelations. That's an interesting one. Assassin's Creed Revelations. Okay. Hi guys, I'm having an HP. I have a HP laptop with the below CPU, an i5-8250U. That is excellent, with 4 gigs of integrated graphics, RAM, or 4 gigs of 8 gigs. Okay, 8 gigs of DDR4, 4 gigs of integrated. We'll just say okay, an i5-8250U, and he has 8 gigs of integrated RAM, and then I guess it's soldered onto the motherboard, but then he also has a GeForce MX 110 2 gig DDR3. What? Okay. My laptop is having twice the capacity of the recommended requirements of the game, but if I play the game in max settings, it is lagging. Yeah, it's going to. I don't even know what the hell a GeForce MX 110 is. But if I'm going to hell. No. I was, but I am honest though. I seriously don't know what this is. Because I mean, okay, you think about professional cards, that's Quadro. This isn't a professional card. It's just the MX 110 was a mobile graphics chip by NVIDIA, launched on November 17, 2017. Okay, maybe that's why I remember it. 5 years ago? I should know that, because I have 10 cards running around, but I've never heard of an MX 110. Okay, whatever. But it's an MX 110 2 gig, man. It's not a very strong card. And then let's assume your monitor is probably 1920 by 1080, judging by how old the rig is. So he's at 1920 by 1080 trying to run it at max settings. He's really kind of utilizing the CPU more than he is the actual graphics. But at 8250U, you know, he's kind of pushing it. An alternative solution for this, some new thermal pads. Oh God, oh Lord, that's about it. And add some new thermal pads. Lower the settings. Lower the settings. I'm not about to tell this man to reapply thermal pads on a laptop. That's so dangerous. You don't even know where he's at in his computer knowledge. And I'm guessing not at the level of replacing thermal pads. You may kill this man's whole laptop over a video game. I mean, there's Assassin's Creed Revelation is dope, but I mean, there's some doper games. Like if it was like Witcher 3, then I'd be like, oh, hey, you know, maybe you should try to go for your CPU or something. But yeah, that statement will solve it. That's a puppy upgrade though. If he has to go back to the GT, yeah, it is a crappy upgrade. I would even call it. It's so on par, man. Like the 5600G and the GTX 1060. I think it's been a long time since I saw the specs, but they are like this. They're on par, man. It's not even a good upgrade. It's like, you know, if it's dead, it's dead. I don't think you're gonna notice much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you're at that level, you're not gonna notice much. You know, those are too close to each other. That'd be like, oh hey, I had this 1070 and then I turned around and bought a 1070 Ti. It's like. You know, those are pretty damn close, man. I don't know why you did that. That sounds kind of stupid, but okay, whatever. But in this case here, it sounded like he may actually have been given that 1060. But lower the settings is really the only thing we can say for this one. I don't think this laptop has the horses or heat dissipation to handle that game with those settings. I don't care if it's 1080p and it's mostly CPU bound. I don't care if it's 2K. I don't care if its monitor is 120 hertz. I don't care about any of that. None of that matters because this and this hold true on a 4-year-old laptop. I just don't think he's going to get very far trying to max his settings out on this particular laptop. Now, if he was to suggest a new laptop, then yeah. But I just don't think he's going to get very far, especially not max settings. He may be medium all the way around, but that's pretty much the best he can hope for. Anything else would be too hot. So I'll just go with that. I hope that helps, Lee. The other one here, don't. And they got upvotes? Copper modding? Man, I'm not about to tell this man to copper mod. Whatever. Y'all can upvote that if y'all want, but I'm not about to do that. That's crazy. I'm not about to sit here and teach this man how to how to reapply thermal paste on a laptop. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna get mad because that's just too much, man. All right, so this is from what time is it? Where we at on time? We doing good on time. Oh, look, we about halfway, and we're at 8:30. We're doing good on time. All right, so this is from Low Kaleidoscope 3028. Low Kaleidoscope writes, SSD crashing. Okay, it's been a while since I had an SSD issue. I've been using my PC for gaming for 3 years with no hardware errors until I decided to upgrade it with an SSD. Congratulations. I decided to upgrade it with the ADATA XPG GAMX S5, which I know actually, but even launching a game now causes it to crash with WHA uncorrectable errors. Games like Skyrim and Witcher 3 were previously playable even with mods installed, but now they're crashing during save file loads or after 1 minute in game. 1 minute in game. Removing the SSD did solve the problem, and I made sure no other components was the culprit. But what bothers me is the fact that the error doesn't occur during a stress test. I ran Prom 95 to stress the CPU, OCCT to stress the GPU, and Crystal Mark to stress the SSD simultaneously for 45 minutes without the PC crashing. Memory has no issue as confirmed by MemTest86. Even games like Minecraft with no shaders crash the PC with 2 to 3 minutes, but not the stress test. The drivers are fine, and light games like Dead Cell did run, but it also crashed with 2 to 3 things open in the background. However, 90% of the time during gaming, crashes occur when the CPU and GPU are at 30 to 40% and the SSD is at 10%. Is there any particular reason why gaming crashes the PC but not the stress test? Please ignore any grammatical errors. English is not my second language, but it is a damn good language for you, sir, because I understood everything you just said. Okay. Well, okay, let me think about this one. So, one, I just say replace it. You know, he decided to upgrade it. This was 3 days ago, so he may still be under warranty. You know, so an uncorrectable error is typically memory. Memory is the one that gives you that. That's where ECC came from. Is whenever you get uncorrectable errors, the memory actually will correct them for you without it actually crashing your PC. So the fact that it's showing uncorrectable error makes me think of memory, not hard drives. But you did run memory tests and they came back okay. Also, whenever you take the SSD out of the equation, it's okay, which makes me think, okay, well, what's the SSD hooked up to? Is it an SSD that's internal? Or is it an SSD that's external that's hooked up to a USB drive or a USB slot? You know, but even at the same time, USB, let's say he did USB 2, that's 3 gigabits per second. USB 3 is 5 gigabits per second. But at the same time, both of those should be able to run that SSD just fine. It shouldn't be to the point where it's slowing it down, because if he said he got an SSD, that means this man had a hard drive. So you know, he's not even at NVMe levels. He's just at hard drive and SSD levels. So yeah, for this one here, I would say to just replace the SSD. To answer your question though, it's possible. What is it called? Sequential read write test of the crystal mark are not running long enough to trigger an issue on the SSD. In any event, it sounds like you just purchased the SSD, so I don't really see a point in fighting it if you have proven everything works without it. And there's a reason why I say it this way, right? Because he proved everything works without it. But the fact that everything works without it, and he said he bought an SSD as if it was new, means this man has a hard drive. And the hard drive worked without it showing an error correctable or an uncorrectable error. It was weaker, but did not give him that error, which lets me know that even though he's showing that, it doesn't necessarily mean he's having an issue with his memory or CPU or anything else he was testing. It just means that he may just have a problem with a faulty SSD. So just replace the SSD in this case. There's no point in going any further because he's already proven when he takes it out, everything is cool. So yeah. And it's cool with a hard drive. Just think about that. Like, I mean, one thing if a man said, okay, I went from SSD to SSD, you know, and I don't have the issue, and I went back to an SSD, but this man went to something that's weaker, and he doesn't have the issue. So if that's the case, then yeah, I think it's gonna be your SSD, bro. All right, Kaleidoscope. I'm glad that it kind of helped. I guess we'll find out if it did or didn't. All right, cool. So let's try a different game. We've been on PS5 for a while now. Let's try well, COD is interesting. I liked High on Life, but High on Life is very cuss wordy, and I wasn't really all into that. Let me do you know what? I want to play a tank. And we're gonna play a tank. So, you know, this is happening. And nobody's gonna stop me. All right, so we're gonna try this. Now, I want to give it another shot because okay, here's the thing about Overwatch is that Overwatch you can get too into the game and I'm not able to create characters and be all lavish and funny and goofy the way that I am with like games where I don't have to think. So I'm gonna try to play this and actually win the match without thinking. I don't know if that's possible, but I guess we're gonna find out today. we gonna find out today. That's for sure. So we'll see what happens. But wish me luck. All right, bet. So we'll do. Let me go backward because I kind of want to show everybody that. Where is no, Overwatch. I literally have my mains picture as Overwatch, and I still can't find it. It's like, how do you not know? Okay, cool, bet. Make sure everybody's good. Okay, I was just making sure that it wasn't picking up anybody else's audio, like the PS5 or anything. All right, let me see here. Hopefully, take it quick. Yeah, it's quick. Deathmatch. Let's do this. I'm shooting somebody in the face, even though I'm not very good with DPS. All right, let's do soldier.
Every soldier.
Everybody's gonna die. Everybody's gonna. No. Hey, Lucio. He's gonna heal and he's gonna kill me for that. Oh, she won it? Lady. Oh, God. Oh, God. Lucio, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Lucio, all in your face with a soldier. Man, you so dead. You are so dead. I don't even know how to apologize quick enough. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. Alright, let's do this. I want to play Kiriko once, but I don't really want to go through the trouble of learning another healer, so whatever. I'll just stick with the ones that I'm fond of. What do we have? Right, oh, we have Pharaoh. Let's go with the Tsar lady. Well, you could go Hawk on this one too.
Particle cannon online. Let's run them over.
Let's go Hawk. Why not? It's not like I have plans on losing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'm only going to Hawk because we have Kiriko, so I was like, that would help. Oh, and Lucia. Oh, this is going to be great. Hopefully. Guess we'll find out. Oh, no. Just no. What is that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. That's hilarious. Oh, they went someplace else. Ooh! Almost took your head off, boy. You gotta be careful. Hi. 1-0. Yeah, something about power. You were saying something about power? Are you gonna take this fight? Ooh. Yo, come here. Yo, let's talk about this. Come here. Let me talk to you. Yo, like the new tank or whatever, there's a situation where his ult it stays up as long as somebody's there to like eat it, which just makes it kind of bad against Hog, but Hog can tear him up. So it's kind of his ult is interesting, but I don't really consider it great. Kind of just murdering them. Oh, he switched to. I thought he switched to Ron. He did. I'm still not a good shot against him. Oh, he's going this way. Alright, fine. Bro, I'm still gonna take him off this cliff. Ron, you had no shot. You wasted your charge, bro. I would have spent that way later. You should have charged me into the point, but whatever. I get it. I get it. I like Ron. You want to play Ron? I'll play Ron. Why not? Anybody afraid of you? Let's do this. Hey, this is actually better. I don't know why. I think it's when it's close. That's when I can't talk and play games at the same time. But I guess we'll find out. Let's do this. Oh God. Oh God, he's still alive? How did he get back up? Oh, that's bull. That's some bull, bro. That's some bull. Alright, fine. I give you that. Because he should have been so dead.
Hey.
Hello. How's it going, Kiriko? Or Kiriko, however you pronounce it.
My ultimate is charging. My ultimate is charging.
This is not going to be great. But this is going to be interesting, though. Get. I'm bad, boy. I'm so good at this game. Oh, that was nasty. Oh, that was nasty. Take this L. I felt that in my loins. Get wrecked, son. Give me that. No. Yeah, you go get healed. Because if not, I'm going to kill you. No. 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 Oh. Better kill me. Ooh. Ooh, that was disgusting. Wow. Wow. Rocket barrage out of nowhere. Yikes. Well, that's GG. And I hit him? That's straight GG. He hasn't even used his ult yet. That goes to show you just how far he is. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Oh, window. You lucky that window. Oh, okay. I'm on one today. Well, I'm sorry, but when I'm sorry and fire striking and hitting tires and shit, you doing good. Wow, that's crazy. Bro, I fire strike the tire. First game back, that's not bad. That is not bad. Got any questions in chat? Be sure to put them in chat and we can take a look at it. Man, that was clean. That was clean. I ain't even gonna lie, that was clean. I'll allow it. That was clean. Not bad, not bad. What time is it? Okay, we got 19 minutes left. Yeah, I'll play another one. Why not? Oh, even better. I got a little bit of time. Let's do this. Let me switch games. Let me do Steam. Library. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Which ones have I not tried? Oh yeah, let's try Kina. I haven't played that one in a second. Let's go back to our Bulbasaur and see what's happening with him. Okay. Alright, Bulbasaur, let's see what's up. Alright. Let's do it, Bulbasaur. Game is still pretty though. I give it that. What's this? Okay. I think where we left off. What's this? Whoa. Hey. Hey, little guys.
You're so adorable.
They want to talk or something? Oh, they're just not there whenever it's all misty and whatever outside. Okay, that's fair. Okay. Okay, I think that this is the way I went. And what's over here? Nothing. Okay, cool. So can't go up there. Guess this is our only option. What is that? I feel like this is a trap. Because it looks like a trap. Therefore, it is a trap. But why don't I? Whatever. But it's technically the only way to go. Alright, fine. Oh my. Where'd he go? No? Do it, girl. Wow. Oh, we can use it in matches? Oh, I didn't know that. Smash. Hulk smash. That was pretty sick. Let's do this. Ow. How dare you hit me? Where is the big guy? Get wrecked. How would you just sit there and hold a shield for and not even use it? Hey, I got this shield, so I'll be fine. No, you won't. Okay, alright, alrighty, alright, okay, okay, this is cool and all, but... Alright, we should stop now. This is getting a little much. Where am I supposed to? Where's the third one? Oh, there it is. It was starting to get a little annoying. Oh, good. He does disappear. Okay. Well, he didn't disappear before, so it had me wondering. But apparently, they do disappear. All right. Cool. Superpowers.
Over there.
And drop it. Yeah, Pokemon. Good job. I think. Oh no.
Over there.
Move it there. This is an interesting puzzle. Hey! Ding, 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 ding. Pokemon, are you in here? Pokemon. Oh, stretch, you don't twice. I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. There. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Near. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside Pokemon. Ooh, boss. Or a dungeon. Or a dungeon boss. Oh, you don't look so tough. You just look like a tree. I have this attack. It's like a wooden hammer. You're not ready for it. I'm telling you right now, you're not ready. Okay, you're ready. Did he just literally run away? Oh, chill. Oh, it explodes. Okay. Alright, that's good to know. Hey, cuz. Are we gonna be doing this all night? That's stupid, but okay, whatever. That's alright. Go hammer! Get wrecked! It's all in up, he lost! Oh. I don't think he was ready for that. Yo, you should be here. Where you at? He is mad. Look at him go. She hit me with a hammer. She hit me with a hammer. What is wrong with her? Okay. She hit me with a hammer. I hit you with a hammer again. And I'll laugh about it. Because that's just how I roll. Come down here and see if I don't hit you with a hammer again. Don't run. Look at it. This is stupid. There you go. That was cool. Except, you know, once he started crying, I was like, oh my god, it was a hammer of Pokemon. It's not my fault they gave me wood hammer at the beginning of the game. Get wrecked, son. Okay. Ooh. Pokemon? Okay, no. Okay, fair enough. Pokemon? Oh, fancy. Oh, mine shaft and everything. What time is it? 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes to do something special, Bulbasaur.
Hannah, you made it. I think
Okay.
we found Mr. Russo.
Okay.
Come on.
You don't think you can teleport me so I don't have to go through this game? No? Okay. I'm just saying. It's just, you know, if you're just right here waiting on me, I mean, I would like to have those powers too. I'm just saying. That'd be sweet. You should probably share those powers, bro.
Can you pick that up?
Good job. I think. Yo, is there any food? My Pokemon are hungry. Can I jump off the cliff? Oh, I can. Let's not do that. Don't tell me where to go. Okay, I guess you are telling me where to go. Fine, I'll follow you, kids. Oh, we're here, finally. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Mr. Russo! We've been looking for you!
They've been looking. I didn't care either way.
We brought our friend Kana. She's here to help Taro.
I am not. I got forced into it.
The power of the mountain shrine is connected to everything in this forest.
Can you help me be a
grew
stronger Pokemon master?
drawing on its energy. And the land was once in perfect balance. But like all things, the mountain shrine follows a natural cycle. One that our village struggled to understand. As the shrine's power began to fade, a devastating famine struck our village.
It was Charizard, wasn't
Taro lost his parents, and he was left to take care of Benny and Saya. I should have done more to help Taro.
it? Should have given them kids a
And
bath.
now I can only watch as his spirit struggles.
We can still help Taro, Rusu.
Doesn't sound like it.
There's a relic covered by the corruption at your house. But I need a way to break through.
That weapon you carry, I sense it holds a deeper power.
Nah. It's just a stick.
The
Sure.
staff belonged to my father. It's been in our family for generations.
We collect sticks.
He must have been a great spirit guide.
Or he was part tree.
I may be powerless against the corruption, but I can teach you a new way to fight it back.
Ooh, it's a new skill. Was that
To a
necessary?
trained archer, the bow is simply an extension of the body. A spirit guide's staff is no different.
The mask helps them see better, you guys. Nothing like blocked vision to help you shoot better.
Ground yourself. Feel the energy of the mountain. Draw on its power.
Increase your quickness. Uh-oh, she's leveling dexterity. Let's go. She was intelligence for like the past 20 levels. Now she's dexterity. I'm not gonna care where that went. You're not, I mean, you could have hurt somebody.
Try using your bow on these targets. When you are finished, feel free to practice at the other stations I've set up.
Will there be Pokemon involved? Hold LT to aim. While holding LT, press and release RT to fire an arrow. Okay. What I like about it is that it doesn't
Great
require
shot! Woohoo!
energy of Marat. It just kind of does its thing. We done? We done here? Okay. I mean that. I meant this. Pressing R while drawing your bow briefly slows. Oh, you had me at slow time. Okay. No. What's the chances of that happening? Rather, whatever.
Can you pick that up?
Go, Bulbasaur. Thanks. Appreciate it. Good looking out. Oh, damn. Nice. I guess we're supposed to go back to his house or whatever. Alright, this is a good stopping point. What time is it? 8:56. This is a good stopping point. Save. This is a good game. This is one of those games that I have to sit down and actually play. But playing it in the chat, because I do it every day, seems like it'll probably be a better option. Okay. I'm ready. I'm hot, but I'm ready. That's PS5 controller. This is an Xbox. Okay, cool. Okay, main menu, accept. Quit. Chat. Oh man, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at this. I'm not messing up anymore, which is positive. I take that. That's really good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do this here. Let's get back to work. Alright, Kina. I will see you later, girl. Alrighty. Alright, so this one comes from Spicy Not Sparkling. Spicy writes, taking my PC with me to a new country. This is going to be a different one, I think. Currently live in the UK, but will be moving to America next year for college. It's a self-built PC, so it is quite in a large case under my desk. Just wondering if there's any way I can transport it to the US without it getting damaged. Yes, there is. So typically, you would want to, let everyone know the chassis. Well, no, I won't say it like that. So knowing the chassis could give us a better idea. However, more than likely, you would need a Pelican case. And what's it called? It's not the BUBM. That is a desktop case. It is called, how do I not remember it? I remember what the bag looks like. Forget it. What I was thinking about, there is a particular case that is specific to monitors. And you can actually allow you to travel with the monitor itself, but it's super heavy because it has nothing that you can like hook up to, and you can't put it on like a backpack or anything. At least the Pelican case, depending on which one you get, may actually get feet or wheels that you can roll it. But the case that I'm thinking of for the monitor, though, it really does protect it, but it's kind of annoying. That's okay. We'll leave it at that. He didn't ask about monitors, so I won't have to give him an answer on it. So knowing the case, however, more than likely you would need a Pelican case. That's typically what you would go for. If you have a full-size ATX motherboard and a full-size ATX chassis, then yeah, typically Pelican is your only way out. If you go mini ITX, then you have all kinds of options. I can't tell you how many cases and backpacks I have for all the ITX. I only build ITX. Like this computer that I currently have that I do all this on is an ITX build. And I have like 4 other ITX computers. I only build ITX builds. Every now and then I'll build a full tower, but it's not from me. It's usually from like my sister or my mother or somebody like that. But 9 times out of 10, I build ITX. So I build it with the specific purpose of being able to travel well with it. So yeah, with this one here, Pelican is going to be the answer all the way. What did somebody else say? Turkey and PC say just remove the GPU and other stuff in the motherboards. Yeah, you could do that. But you can also get a Pelican case and not have to worry about any of that. Even though I would probably still say put some styrofoam to hold the GPU in place. But the Pelican case really does do a lot for you. Especially if you have the GPU screwed in. Oh, Pelican case is great. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Hope that helps, Spicy. Spicy. All right. So this one here. Oh, man, this is long. All right, let's help him. All right, let me get something to drink first. Water. Okay, I'm ready. I need a haircut, but I'm ready. Hopefully, I can remember to get a haircut before tomorrow's stream. Wowfish5 writes, games have been crashing on my PC for years, and I need to do something about it. Okay. I have my PC for at least 3 years now, and it seems that every game I get goes through a phase of relentlessly crashing. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence, and then I needed to get the right balance of settings in order to get the games to run. But now I realize that's not how it should work. I should be able to put games like GTA 5 on low graphic settings without it crashing. Correct. I've had problems in lots of games. Most modern Assassin's Creed games, GTA 5, Watch Dogs 2, Legion, Watch Dogs 2 and Legion, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and you name it, I can't run it. It's not like these games can't run on my PC. When they work, I would get really good FPS, but they usually crash at least once every 30 minutes to an hour. A lot of the time, they'll freeze beforehand before either closing themselves or I have to force close them through Task Manager. One of the weirdest things is that I can never seem to find crash reports. Logs usually say something along the lines of application closed. The reason I've held out so long is because some games work fine. For example, Rainbow Six Siege is a game that I've nearly 600 hours in, and I play with my friends a lot. But now even that has started to crash as well, and I'm completely at a loss as to what to do. I've tried everything from updating Windows, reinstalling my OS, verifying files, lowering graphic settings, limiting my FPS, updating drivers, absolutely everything I can find online. I really need some help with this. I run Windows 11 with an i5-9400S 2.9 gigahertz, an NVIDIA 2060, 16 gigs of RAM. As far as I'm concerned, I shouldn't be having problems. And as far as you're concerned, you are absolutely right. So, crashes. With a 2060. And it crashes every 30 minutes or so. But it doesn't kick him out, and the computer doesn't go anywhere, and Event Viewer doesn't say anything. So if that's the case, we can eliminate the power supply. Doesn't the i5-9400F have integrated graphics? Can't remember if this was the model that decided not to have integrated graphics. Oh my goodness. I'm not about to read through all this. Oh my god, it doesn't even say it? I thought it does. ECC, no. Specifications. Obtain memory. Man, why is it so difficult? Really? Really? You can't tell me? Thank you. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so that's not an option for us. So we can't go that route. But I have some ideas. I feel like he has a full-size ATX motherboard. I don't know why, but I feel like he has a full size. So what I would say with this is there's a couple ways you can go about it, right? He reinstalled Windows, bro. So that means that if he reinstalled Windows, then you can't just be like, okay, update the drivers. He reinstalled Windows. More than likely, he has an up-to-date driver. And even so, that means that more than likely means that he had two different drivers. He had the driver that he had previously, and then he had a driver whenever he reinstalled Windows. And then he had the actual most up-to-date driver he got once he actually put the right driver on. But you can't actually write this without even saying driver, which is kind of silly. But I don't really think that it's driver in this case. I would say that it's possibly his GPU maybe having some issues. For it to be crashing and it's not telling you why makes me think that it really is a GPU issue. And he has no way of proving it, which is worse. 600 hours in, and it's a 2060, and he's had it a while. And he doesn't sound like he's too keen on getting rid of it. So I would say this. I understand that these options I'm about to give him are weak, but I don't have a stronger one outside of replacing the GPU, you know, and seeing if that resolves the issue. And that's a kind of a strong ask. So I'll try this one. I would try to reseat the GPU or put the GPU into a different slot on the motherboard to see if it resolves the issue. Also, you can try to update the BIOS of the motherboard to see if that helps. Out of curiosity, what kind of power supply? No, 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 no. It can't be power supply. It can't be. Because this power supply kill him. It would kill him. It would not be Sodom. It would just die. Did he say he said he was getting a blue screen of death, didn't he? Oh no, he said it just crashed and it doesn't give him a reason and it's not an event viewer. No, no, no. Power supplies are in an event viewer. They say kernel power. That's their calling card. So it doesn't say kernel power. It just says the app crashed, which means that it's most likely it's still GPU. Now I wonder how many monitors he has, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know if that would actually affect anything and cause him to crash like that. Think of a situation. I don't think I've ever seen a situation like that where having two monitors causes the game to crash, but having only one monitor will cause the game not to crash. I don't think I've ever seen that. No. Now with so many games that he's tried. So yeah, man, I just can't see a situation where we're not looking at the GPU. We can't even call it cables. Like, if it was cables, then it wouldn't discriminate. It would also, he would also be noticing issues with the screen kind of going in and out in regular applications or YouTube or something like that, for it to only happen in video games, and in so many video games. Yeah, it doesn't even sound like that. So yeah, I'll just go with graphics. Also, you can try to update the BIOS and motherboard to see if that helps. Yeah. We'll go with that. It's weak. I give you that. It's weak, but I can't think of a single situation that would explain his issue better than BIOS. Well, okay, well, I guess you can put, is the GPU driver up to date, by the way? And his event viewer tells him nothing. Yeah. Okay, so how you would truly troubleshoot this if you weren't a diagnostician and you were actually trying to fix this issue is you would actually go into Event Viewer and look at the errors around the error of when he had the issue and then troubleshoot from there. So actually, you know what? I'll tell him that. I'll just go ahead and point him in the right direction. Also, what are the errors around the error that you are seeing in Event Viewer? Can you post it? This is too far. It's too far for what I'm trying to do, but it will help him with his issue. So, you know, it's always kind of like, it's how far you want to go. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm sitting here doing a team viewer session onto his computer trying to troubleshoot. I don't want to go that far with some of this. I like doing this because I like to be at the diagnostician part, but I'm doing it for free, right? So, you know, once I start going into people's PCs and trying to fix things, then one, you need insurance, and two, you know, you're trying to take away from people who actually do this to feed their families. You see what I'm saying? Whereas me just diagnosing them and pointing them in the right direction to save them some money, that's kind of a better niche to kind of find myself in. So this one here, I try not to go too far in depth. Not that I can't, because I've done that my entire life. It's just, it's a little dangerous, and I'd rather not. I'd rather just point them in the right direction and kind of take it from there. Alrighty, so hope that helps, Wildfish. That's kind of an interesting one. But a 2060, you're right, should be able to run everything you just said. Alrighty, this is from YTCJ Scoot on the record, trying to do something with rap. I have no idea. Alright, okay, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Alright, so YTCJ Scoot writes, extremely low FPS in Modern Warfare 2. All right. I have two networks that I connect to every other week. I have Spectrum, and I also just switched to fiber optic internet. Both are very good. I've never had an issue with lagging on my Spectrum network, but when I switched to fiber optic, everything on my PC worked amazing. Well, it's fiber optic, and the Wi-Fi is very fast compared to my old Wi-Fi. Only issue is that now when I try to play Modern Warfare 2, I start the game and my frames are capped at 4 FPS. 4? Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, fiber is pretty sweet. I don't even know what to tell you. Like, yeah, fiber's pretty sweet, bro. Like, it's nice. It's very nice. I give you that. Fiber's pretty sweet. Thanks for rubbing it in. But good for you. But with the issue, as far as the issue goes, however, do you get 4 FPS in the menu too? See, that's an interesting one, right? He says he gets 4 FPS, but how does he get 4 FPS in the menu? How does he even know? He's saying that he's getting, I start the game and my frames are capped at 4 FPS, which means that he was at a higher frame rate and it dropped down to FPS whenever he started the game. That's totally different. That's going to be uninstall, reinstall. That's going to be removing the documents folder. So in the documents folder, documents, and then I think it's just called Call of Duty. There is a players folder. This folder holds your game settings for MW2. Move it to another directory. Let COD create a new one and see if that resolves your issue. If not, move the old one back and try uninstalling, reinstalling the game. That's a good one. That's a good one. So there's this directory. It's called Players, and basically it holds all your settings. It's kind of like WoW. WoW used to do the exact same thing, where it would have your ID, your actual ID, and inside there, that's where you held all your settings for like all of your toolbars and settings and stuff like that that are on your screen for your character skills and stuff like that. I was a paladin, so I only had like, I don't know, you had like a bunch of skills because you had like all those different, you was tank, DPS, heal, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of where you would go. You move that directory to another location, let it create a different directory, which means that it's now back to default settings. And now that it's at default settings, then go ahead and try to play the game and see if that fixes it. Because I think it may just be something with his settings that may have happened now that he's changed. Also, it could be a firewall type thing but for it to drop him down to 4 FPS. Oh, also, that's smart. That's smart, Anthony. You smart. Also, turn on all telemetry. I believe one actually shows your connectivity. And it's connectivity and it's not, is it frame rate? Not frame rate, but it's dang, what was I gonna say? It's that ping. So your connectivity and ping to the server. What actually shows your connectivity and connectivity ping to the server. Connectivity and ping to the server. Yeah, like that. Because it, when you turn on all telemetry, it may actually point you in the right direction whenever you drop down to 4 FPS. So that's the best way to handle that guy. If people after the mid-season update, I would say give it some time for them to patch it. Also, check the game settings. If the custom FPS cap is set to a low FPS, that might be an issue. This I'm going to keep because this sounds like a video. It sounds like it's going to be my next topic. Okay, cool. You sound like you're going to be special. So I'm going to keep that one. That's an interesting topic. I'll research it so I can help more, but I think I pointed him in the right direction, though. Alrighty, this is from Affectionate by 282. Affectionate by writes, my PC won't turn on, but my motherboard light is blinking. Okay. My PC isn't turning on, but my motherboard standby light is on and blinking. It usually never blinks and is always solid. I tried resetting CMOS and it seemed to work for a week, then same problem. So then I reset CMOS again earlier that day and nothing worked. Came back at night and for some reason my PC turned on again, and of course 5 days later again, and this time haven't gotten it back on again. What always happens right before this is on the morning when I try to turn it on for a half second, then shuts off and doesn't turn back on, and the lights start blinking. Anyone know what's going on? Yeah, you're having, well, it could be a lot of different things. It can be motherboard, RAM, CPU, or power supply. So congratulations, it's boy. So it can be a few things, unfortunately. But it sounds as if you may have faulty devices. I would run Prime 95. I would run CPU, GPU, RAM, and power supply tests in order to find which one is the culprit the next time you get it back up. Also, unplug it and remove the CMOS. Then hold the power to drain the capacitors. Yes, I shouldn't say capacitors, but I'm just flexing at this point. Then hold the power to drain the capacitors on the motherboard. Then plug it back in after about 2 minutes. Also unplug it. But it sounds, I would run CPU, GPU, RAM, and power supply tests in order to find which one is the culprit the next time you get it back up. Also unplug it and remove the CMOS and hold the power to drain the capacitors on the motherboard, then plug it back in after about 2 minutes. That should bring it back up so you can begin your test. He has a high probability of getting it back. So if he has a high probability of getting it back, then get it back and then run all these tests to figure it out. If not, you're going to be looking at a whole lot of different options that can cause this issue. It could be power supply, it could be CPU, it can be RAM, it can be GPU. It's highly unlikely that it's GPU. I would say it's like 30, 30, 30, 10. You know what I mean? That's kind of what he's dealing with, but hopefully that can kind of point him in the right direction by doing that. Alrighty, affectionate bye. I hope that helps. I'm getting sleepy. Well, we got 5 more to go. I'm gonna run through this and I think we might cut it off here instead of playing a new game. I think I got some good data for games in my gaming channel. Blake Chan 123456 writes, GPU being weird. Okay. Hey, I heard that that's the new normal. So I think it may just be okay. Okay, I'm ready. GPU being weird writes, oh, I'm sorry, Blake Chan writes, GPU being weird. So I have a 1650 overclock low profile 4 gig edition. That's pro. And recently I have ran into a problem with it. When I start up my PC, it doesn't detect the GPU, but the fans are running and everything seems... Damn. Are you gonna tell him or am I? I think everybody in history know what this is. Everybody in the history of GPUs knows what this feeling is. When your fancy computers spin up, but you do not see it in Device Manager, you know you got about to have a bad freaking time. But the fans are running and everything seems fine with it. I tested my friend's GPU in my PC. Wait, what? I tested my friend's GPU in my PC as well and had no problems with it. Well, of course. We also put my GPU into his PC and it still didn't pick up. Yep. Can someone please tell me what's going on? I returned the GPU and got a replacement one, still same GPU. What? It then worked fine for 4 hours and died again. Okay, so he replaced it with another GPU and it worked fine for 4 hours and then died again. The GPU was working roughly a year before this happened. Yeah. I think you have done some excellent troubleshooting. I think you have done some excellent troubleshooting. I mean, you brought it down to the GPU, bro. Like, his worked in your rig. His GPU worked in your rig. So, because his GPU worked in your rig makes me think that you just simply have two faulty power supply or faulty GPUs, unless his GPU that he put into your CPU or into your case requires less 8 pins than your GPU. If this is the case, you may also have a power supply issue. That's clean. Oh, that's clean. He has a 1650, so there's a chance that his friend's PC may not be as strong either. So, you know, it may be something weaker than a 1650. So in this particular situation here, I still would want to ask this one because I think that this is clean. His GPU that he put into your case requires less than 8 pins than your GPU. If that's the case, then it may be a power supply issue. That is absolutely true. You know, because it's like, okay, well, he put in his GPU and he didn't have any problems. Well, maybe his GPU doesn't actually require external power from a power supply. Maybe it just has enough power just from the PCIe alone. You know, and if that's the case, then you know, you're not going to be able to prove that, you know, that's it because his GPU is weaker than yours. You know, he would have to have a 1650 or something similar, you know, in order for you to actually call it a valid test. So yeah, it's a possibility that you could have a power supply issue or a GPU issue, but I'm like 80 GPU and 20 power supply. Like, it's very askewed. So with this one here, man, I think you really just have a faulty GPU. And I think everybody in the history of gaming and tech support knows as soon as they heard that first sentence that you probably have a bad GPU. So it's one of those kind of situations, man. I'm sorry about that, but I hope that points you in the right direction. Like, I was gonna say Black Chan, and I was like, man, that's racist. Blake Chan. Blake Chan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to butcher your name and misclassify your religion or race or gender or I don't know, whatever. Alrighty, so this comes from Spooky Ladder. I like the name. Spooky Ladder writes, it's like Luigi's Mansion. PC, okay. Luigi's Mansion was an elevator, and I sound stupid for saying that, but it's like Luigi's Mansion. I'll stick by it. PC audio volume problem. Just started having a problem today with my work laptop. It had been working fine up until it crashed while installing a new AMD graphics update. I had to reinstall AMD Adrenalin, and while on restart, it also installed a Windows update. Since then, my volume is maxed out no matter if it's at 2 or 100. I've uninstalled and reinstalled the audio drivers to no avail. When you restart the PC, the volume slider is at 67, but makes no difference when you set what you set it to. Mildly annoying when you have to lower window or app volume as low as it can go to be usable. You just said that if you lower it, it doesn't change anything. Hold on. While installing a new AMD graphics update, I had to reinstall AMD Adrenalin. And while on restart, I also installed a Windows update. Since then, my volume is maxed out no matter if it's at 2 or 100. But you just said you had to run it at the lowest. I think it's just overly high. Also, where do you get audio? Do you have speakers? Are you using a headset? Is it HDMI audio? HDMI to your TV or to your monitor that gives you audio. Do you have speakers? Are you using a headset? Is it HDMI to your monitor that gives you audio? Okay. If it's speakers, no, if it's speakers, he could have turned it down, so it's not going to be speakers. Because he would have said it in his statement, so that's not a fair. That's tacky. Are you using a headset? Is it HDMI to your monitor that gives you audio? Okay. If it's a headset, then move the dongle to a different location on the PC to see if that helps. If it's just HDMI to monitor, then try a different cable or input. And try a different cable or input. If it's just HDMI to monitor, then try a different cable or input. Yeah, I just need, well, I mean, if it's HDMI to monitor, then try a different cable or input because it's maxed out. Now, if it's maxed out, okay, all of these devices, so, okay, let's think about it, right? If it's a monitor, okay, turn down the volume on the monitor. If it's a speaker, turn down the volume of the speakers. If it's a headset, turn down the volume on the headset. At what point in time does he have volume that comes out of his computer that cannot be turned down by the device it's connected by? Name one scenario. You know, because, okay, you have it to a monitor, okay, turn it down on the monitor. You have it to speakers, turn it down on the speakers. You have it on a headset, turn it down on the headset. You know, unless it's coming through a freaking microphone, I just don't. You should be able to turn down the volume on the hardware it's coming from. Let me know if any of the above answers your question. Thanks. Yeah, we need some more information, but you know, it's just kind of weird because he was like, "Oh yeah, it's annoying because I have to turn it down," but you had also said that it doesn't do anything. So yeah, I mean, I just need some more information because more than likely you should be able to just turn down the hardware on the devices themselves, and there's a possibility it just may have gone up, like the volume and the internal volume may have gone up, and because of that, it's making it so that you may have to turn the volume down on the hardware devices that are connected, whether it be the TV, speakers, or headset. You may have to just turn them down a little bit, but I mean, I just need some more from. It's a laptop. It's a laptop. No speakers. Still could be a headset. I'll leave it. I will leave it. Right, so it's not a speaker issue. It's not monitor because it's a laptop. It's not HDMI either because it's a laptop. No. Okay, that's fair. This sentence no longer applies. Edit. Yeah, that changes things. That changes things. None of that. Damn. Ate up my whole answer. None of this applies. If it's a headset, then move the dongle to a different location on the PC to see if it helps. Also, where do you get audio? Are you using a headset? Is it a headset? Okay. Also, what happens when you try a headset? Does the audio still sound maxed? Is that how you spell maxed? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Wow, that one detail changed our whole freaking sentence, our whole freaking paragraph. Everything changed once the Fire Nation attacked. Everything changed once we figured that part out. So that's an interesting one. Alrighty, hope that helps, Spooky Ladder. All right, we got 3 more. We'll burn through them and we'll call it a day. It's getting kind of late. We got, what, 20 minutes left? We'll burn through these in 20 minutes. Michelob plays. Michelob play. I'm not even drunk. I'm just sleepy. This is water. Michelob plays writes. Video game problem unresolved. Hello, recently I downloaded NVIDIA Experience and downloaded a new driver compatible to my graphics card. However, ever since I have been having these issues where my games are running in the background, so my screen is frozen to a specific image. I already answered this question. Okay, so this is a back and forth. Okay. So, okay, let me try to fill everybody in. Okay, so this is an issue that we had, I don't know, maybe 2-3 days ago. This guy, his issue is essentially whenever he starts to play a game, the game runs in the background, but what he sees is a frozen image, like a frozen JPEG on his screen. In order to get out of it, he presses the Windows logo in order to bring up the tabs and then just choose the game, and then it goes into the game. So my original response to this was, so for this one, I would say to update drivers for your graphics as well as for the PC, as well as disable any firewalls or antiviruses temporarily in test. Also try different games. When you go to GeForce Experience and click on drivers, does it offer you an update? He said, no, it doesn't. And then he said the most recent driver is installed. I asked him about resolution and also checked to see if his hard drive is full. He responded by saying his hard drive was OneDrive, so I knew not to go down that route. Not that, you know, what he's saying is, you know, bad or anything. It's just if you ask somebody about their hard drive and they talk about OneDrive, then it's pretty much over. We're not gonna get very far talking about hard drives with him. So so then I was like, okay, well, what games have you tried? Have you tried Tomb Raider? This game has a pre-splash screen, and I'm wondering if this guy works fine when you set the resolution and frame rate. Also, do you have multiple monitors? If so, unhook all but one and see if the issue resolves itself. So far, I have tried Fortnite and Valorant, and they both seem to have the same problem. However, the only game that is running fine is Roblox. I do not use a monitor, only use my laptop screen. Is that what he's just replied? Okay, so he's only using this laptop screen, and he's only using his laptop screen. Well, what kind of GPU is it? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, what kind of GPU / laptop is it? It could just simply be lagging behind. Which is understandable if it's an older laptop. Yeah. Which is understandable if it's an older laptop. Well, what kind of GPU is it? Yeah, I need some more information. I need to know what kind of GPU he's talking about here, because he may literally have an older GPU, and because of that may be the reason why he's having this issue. Or it could be that he's running them in compatibility mode, and because he's running them in compatibility mode, it's not showing the way it should, you know. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good one. That was a good one. I was right off the brain too. That's nice. Do you have any of these games set to compatibility mode? I don't know how to spell that, but okay. Compatibility mode, yeah. Okay. I know what you're thinking. It's like, okay, well, he may not know what compatibility mode is. Yeah, but that's the point. because it's like, okay, I don't even know what compatibility mode is. So that means that obviously he didn't touch anything in compatibility mode. But if he's like, oh yeah, I know what that is, then that may actually explain our issue. Because remember, every time that you change it on compatibility mode to go down to an older version of Windows, you start to introduce certain bugs and artifacts that you never really planned to actually introduce. So it's a possibility that compatibility mode could be what he's fighting, but we won't know unless we ask. So let's go ahead and ask and see what he says, and then just pick back up tomorrow. Alrighty, this one's from Lady Noogie. Lady Noogie writes, PC reverted to backup from 2019 following a power outage. Oh, yeah. So this was an issue that we had yesterday. And basically it was a situation where their PC reverted to backup from 2019 from a power outage. And they basically said that they now have a splitting copy of a version from 2019, and it's booted up and everything is working. However, it can't see the keyboard, and it's an older version of Windows, so on and so forth. And I replied to this one, and I gave him some options to try to go for a system restore to see if that would fix it, thinking that a restore may have happened, and he wasn't aware of it. But what ended up happening with this particular situation is that he actually had 2 external drives, and it appears that it had booted to Windows from one of his external drives. So one of his external drives actually had a version of Windows on it, and it booted to Windows from that guy. So that guy took precedence, and it looks like that's what ended up happening. He may have clicked on something unnecessarily or unintentionally, and because of that, it was actually an issue with the drive. So I was just pointing that out on this particular issue because most people, it'd be kind of interesting, like if somebody wanted to know, what happened with this particular issue. That's what happened with it, is that he fixed it by basically changing the boot settings so that it booted to the other drive, and that fixed this issue. Okay, we'll call this one the last one because I'm getting super hot. Alrighty, this one here is from It's Chip, by the way. Okay, so just Chip. Chip writes, monitors will randomly go out and will need to reboot to work again. Did I answer this one? Okay, cool. So this one here had to do with the monitors going out and him having DVI to HDMI. And what he ended up doing was he took his computer to like Micro Center, and then they re-imaged it and they got it working and they gave it back to him, and he still sees an issue. And at the time he was actually going from DVI to HDMI, and his monitors still weren't showing a picture. And I was like, okay, well, stop using DVI to HDMI because no one does that. And then try HDMI to HDMI. And he says, so I was using a DVI to HDMI adapter. I no longer use it. I have one monitor that is going in via HDMI and another via DVI. But yes, to answer your question, I am currently using one monitor going from HDMI to HDMI, and the issue is persisting. Okay, but could you unhook the DVI monitor? I feel as though his monitor may be having issues with its analog input, hence why I'm telling him to turn this off. And the reason why I'm also saying this is that Micro Center said everything was fine. If we believe Micro Center to be true, then it's a possibility that Micro Center did not test the DVI port, because no one does. It's possible that they use either DVI or HDMI in order to test to see if it's working. So if it's having an analog issue, they wouldn't have known. So, okay, but could you unhook the DVI monitor and see if that resolves the issue with only one monitor plugged into your PC? Yeah. That's how I would do that continuation, because I want to see what happens when he only has one monitor plugged in. If he has one monitor plugged in and he still has the issue, then I would just take it right back to him and tell him, hey, I re-imaged and I'm still having a problem. See, in fact, you've already spent money and you're still kind of under warranty with them. Just go ahead and take it back to him and let them take a look at it, because it's like, they may not charge you. Now, if they're going to charge you, then post it here and let me know. But let me actually write a little bit more to that and see if it resolves the issue with only the monitor plugged in. Yeah, no, I'll just wait for him to reply and then take it from there. He replied back pretty quickly. So we'll just go with that, and then I'll check my notes and see what he says. And yeah, I think we'll stop there. I'm getting really, really sleepy. There's only like 20 minutes left before we play a game anyway. So, or this would have been game time anyway. But I think I have enough information from games today. I got my butt kicked in multiverses, played a little Kena, we did really well in Overwatch. That was actually pretty sweet. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty good for today. I'm getting sleepy, and we'll just go ahead and call it a night. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like this video, go ahead and like button. If you really like it, go and subscribe. I love you either way. Take care. All the best. And bye.